ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
If you're drunk, blasted,
intoxicated,
ripped, plastered, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
New Mexico.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr.
in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I don't know what you learned last night. I don't know how good some of the teams we watched are, including Colorado. But this much I do know for 100%. Travis Hunter is unbelievable. And, I mean, if I'm a team that doesn't need a quarterback at the top of the draft, he sure feels like the guy, doesn't he? Colorado holds off North Dakota State by 5 yards and 5 points. 31-26. Buffs win last night on national TV on ESPN and hold off the North Dakota State Bison to open up their season. You had a full slate of football, probably sat around and watched it all last night. Maybe you sprinkled in a little of the presidential or the vice president's interview. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you just watched the footy. Maybe you're out with the kids. But, boy, Colorado was an interesting watch. Good morning to you, and Merry Friday. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. How you living? Yeah, I'm concerned.
Yeah, I do not know
what's going on today.
Someone takes this microphone out of program.
Yeah.
Didn't notice it.
How many people are back there? I mean, it's pretty narrow list of people, right?
Check, 1, 2. What's
up? Yeah. You all right?
I'm all right.
All right. Colorado last night, they win, and I'm not going to bang on them for not winning by a lot. I'm not that guy because I think they played a really good team, and I think they figured something out defensively in the second half because the first half defensively they were not good. In fact, they gave up 20 points and only 6 points in the second half. Offensively, man, they have speed. They can score. And look, Travis Hunter's as good as anything I've seen in college football in a minute now. He goes two ways, and he goes two ways really well. The catch that he made at the goal line on his third touchdown, 132 yards, 3 touchdowns. Shedeur Sanders threw for 445 yards and 4 touchdowns. I don't know how good they're going to be when they get into the meat of their schedule, but I know that they got some special players.
How about the leading receiver yards-wise? Jimmy Horn Jr., 198 yards.
Yep.
Now, Hunter, of course, is going to still be where Shedeur Sanders goes with the football for the big plays, find the end zone. But this is more of the same for Colorado. They're going to be an explosive offense. They're going to score a lot of points, I think, in the second half. The fact they held North Dakota State to 6 points is a huge step for that program. Very positive. There's a lot of talking heads not realizing how good North Dakota State is. Everyone knows any little bit about college football knew this was going to be a tough game. That's why it was only a 9.5 point spread. And Colorado doing what you expect, explosive with Shedeur Sanders, nothing else offensively. Ran the football 23 times for 59 yards. So this is who they are. They're going to be a team that plays shootouts, can handle as much as Shedeur can throwing the football downfield. And he was exceptional last night.
Are you concerned defensively? Because I got a few texts at halftime. Colorado can't stop anybody, and then they did shut them down. Now, I thought North Dakota State, because they were small up front, I thought they were gimmicky. And that's obviously they felt they had to be gimmicky to win that game. And they'll be a good FCS team, and they're gonna be fine when they get to their level. I don't know what I think they are defensively, and I'm looking forward to seeing them as they up the competition a little bit, because they obviously were way bigger up front. And I don't know that that's going to be the case against Nebraska next week. And they were so much faster. So I don't know how good I think they are, but I think they're a 5-7 win team, somewhere in there. Does that feel about right to you?
Yeah, that Colorado has enough talent with Shedeur Sanders and those two wide receivers to be bowl eligible, but it's not going to be winning the Big 12 conference, winning 10 games type of season.
Okay. What else did you flip around? There were a few compelling ones late. North Carolina, Minnesota. Did you catch the end of that?
Yes.
Well, that's fine. If you just watch the last 8 minutes, that's what you needed to watch, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, North Carolina, their quarterback goes down.
Yep.
Big time injury. You have Minnesota, that their quarterback, they're very excited about him, but his first start since transferring up some FCS football, and it was ugly.
19-17 was the final. Carolina kicks a field goal with about 1:10 left to go. Minnesota got it back, went all the way down the field. It was at Minnesota, and the kicker misses wide right. Second field goal that he missed, he hit the right upright. And I thought the analyst was really interesting on that. The play before, they ran, and instead of centering the football, they got it over to the right hash. And I don't think that's what they wanted to do. The running back was forced over there. And he said, well, he missed it wide right last, and sure enough, he missed it wide right. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. That's a tough way to lose for P.J. Fleck and Minnesota to open up the season. And then I flipped over and I was watching a little San Jose State, and I was a little nervous for them for a while, JJ. And then they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. San Jose State, out of the Mountain West Conference, was able to hold off and pull away from Sacramento State, 42-24. So there were no FCS victories last night. I mean, in fact, most of the margins, aside from those two games, were pretty thick margins.
San Jose State was surprising because they could not run the football.
Right?
31 carries, 60 yards, so 2 yards per attempt rushing-wise. And that's still, even if you take out the 3 carries that were sacks on Emmett Brown, their quarterback. But still, it's Floyd Shock did okay, 18 for 87 with 2 touchdowns. So he got going in the second half, but they couldn't open the game up until the second half. And that was one of the questions. What is San Jose State going to do? Well, they're going to be fine shucking it around the yard. Nick Nash having 10 catches, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns, former quarterback.
Yeah, they're going to find Nick Nash, 10 for 170, as you said. So 42-24 was the final there, as the Mountain West San Jose State Spartans were winners at home, and they held off Sacramento State. So, and then the other one that was of interest to me got away quick, and I was surprised. Jacksonville State at home kind of got run out of their own built. They were down, 31-10 at halftime to Coastal Carolina. Coastal looked terrific. And when we talked to Jerry Palm yesterday from CBS Sports, he said, he was worried about Coastal. He didn't think they were going to be that good. All I know is they went down there and beat a Jacksonville State team up that was a really good physical team last year. And Rich Rod didn't look happy at all as he went through that thing. Did you catch any of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was multi-screen all over the place last night.
Yeah. One other note.
What did you, quickly,
Yeah.
what did you think of the True TV/TNT Sports production staff?
It was all right. It was fine.
Like Champ Bailey.
Yeah, I watched their halftime report, and it was all right. What'd you think?
Thought it was good. They had Jared Greenberg on site
Yeah, because that was their only game. They're going to go hard for their games.
So I'm interested. There's quite a few Mountain West games on there, including some Loba games.
Yep. One other note: Louisiana Monroe beat Jackson State 30-14. You're like, Jeff, whatever. Former La Cueva quarterback Aiden Armenta did make his college debut yesterday. He's playing behind General Booty. He's the backup quarterback for Brian Vincent's team. Brian Vincent, of course, the former offensive coordinator at New Mexico just last year. He's the new head coach there. And Armenta got in the fourth quarter and threw his first touchdown pass, JJ. 1 for 1, 28 yards, and he threw a touchdown pass. So the young man from La Cueva High School is on the board, my friends. And it's a big day for him. And I know for all of you who watched Aiden at La Cueva and for that family, so a pretty big day for him. And I think his time is going to come there. Obviously, he went there. Brian Vincent liked him, right? I mean, the offensive coordinator, when your offensive coordinator who you worked with opens up the door for you. Didn't Aiden stay here for a minute, right? I want to say he didn't transfer right away when the new coaching staff came in. But yeah, Aiden Armenta threw his first touchdown pass. All right, what else did you watch? Because there was a lot of tough watches yesterday. Rutgers just blew Howard out the build, and just go up and down. It was just a lot of what you expect. Arkansas look, people say, why doesn't New Mexico play Eastern or Western or Highlands, and why are they playing these tough games? And Arkansas played Pine Bluff and beat them 70-0. You want to see that? Man, Lobo fans going, I kind of do, yeah, right?
Don't schedule Dakotas. Don't schedule Montanas. Schedule a school that's like Central State U.
Okay. Central Michigan might beat you.
No, like Central Connecticut State.
Because that's who Central Michigan beat, 66-10.
Don't schedule Central Michigan.
Yeah, no.
Schedule Coastal Carolina. Schedule Coastal Carolina A&M.
Yeah, I understand. All right.
Elkhorn State. Northwestern State. Eastern Illinois.
That's your footy for last night. If you want to get in on anything you saw.
And we're so back, too, with football coaches being football coaches. Howard head coach Larry Scott all upset that the backup scored a touchdown at the end of the game, despite his team still playing at the end.
Yeah.
But yet Rutgers can't play.
That's right. And you got guys who are practicing and never going to get to play, and so they went out and actually played. They scored it. Stop them. I mean, what are we crying about?
This is not the way we play football.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Signed up for it.
All right, when we get back, Brandon Ayuk saga is over. Dude got paid. The Dak saga might just be starting. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. 505-246-0610. And emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. Watch the show on our Facebook page. The OD in the AM? Yeah, that's what we are. The OD in the AM. That's our Facebook page. On Comcast or Xfinity Channel 26 and on the YouTube channel for ProView Network. Adrian's producing on the TV side. Guest list today, Nick Nee at 8:30, the director of golf out at the Sandia Golf Club as they're playing the final of the FedEx playoff this weekend. Scotty Scheffler is in the lead. And at 9:30, Donnie Cook, the general manager over the Albuquerque Downs, one of the biggest horse races in America, which is always Labor Day weekend in New Mexico, but not in Albuquerque, is in Albuquerque this weekend. You get an opportunity to go see one of the best and richest quarter horse races there is. We'll talk to Donnie about that and why you should get out to the Downs this weekend. When we come back, Ayuk is at practice. Oh, that's so bad. I'm sorry, but he got paid. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls.
National Hockey League. Columbus Blue Jackets winger Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew were killed yesterday. They were struck by a vehicle while riding their bicycles in New Jersey. He was 31 years old. His brother was 29. Police report says there was a driver of a Jeep Grand Cherokee hit the two petacyclists, as it says in the report, and it was the Goodrills from behind while trying to pass an SUV on the right. Who passes on the right, dude? This guy was passing an SUV on the right. The SUV had moved over to make way for the two cyclists, and the driver's suspected of being under the influence. This is tragic, dude. Tragic. Two young men in their prime. So that just came down this morning. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. It's the opening drive, 505-246-0610. JJ, the Brandon Ayuk saga ended yesterday afternoon. $120 million over 4 years. The numbers that really matter are what is guaranteed in this deal. It almost feels like this is where we should have been the whole time. And $76 million guaranteed, $47 million to be paid before April of next year. Congratulations, you didn't have to go to camp.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, especially with the report that this is the same deal that's been on the table for about the past month. So it really was just Brandon Ayuk grasping at all the straws that he had left, just trying to put more pressure on San Francisco to see if they would budge, and they wouldn't. This is a fair deal for Brandon Ayuk. Very fair deal for a guy that's going to get paid top 5 at the position. Maybe he's just outside of that, but the 49ers, what they have to do is still walk that line of understanding that Brock Purdy has flashed those qualities, but he still needs dudes around him. So when he gets his deal, they can continue to perform at this high level offensively. And I think this is one for the team. Like, they were, at least the front office and head coach, they were starting to feel it, of the pressure and the frustration at this point in time. But now the question is, all right, I think that Trent Williams is bigger than Brandon.
I agree with you. The
left tackle still sitting out there, and he's still viewed as one of the best offensive linemen in football at 36 years old. Like,
where's his?
Nice to have Brandon Ayuk, but that's the guy I would have wanted to get figured out first.
100%. And by the way, Ayuk had nowhere to go at this point. It became very apparent they weren't budging anymore. It became apparent that, well, he didn't want the 2 trades that were out there, he didn't accept. And so he had nowhere to go. And season starts in a week, and so he came in. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Rudy.
Good morning, and happy Friday as the prelude to Labor Day weekend, right?
That is correct. Everybody will be out of working on the golf course by, 12:30, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I decided to throw a cruise. So we warmed up last night with Isotopes versus Reno Aces.
Attaboy.
The Isotopes are showing some life, 9-2.
Okay.
And just like Saturday, here came the wind. I mean, it just blew right through Isotopes Park like you wouldn't believe. So now I'm on the road. We're heading out to Phoenix. Going to see the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers tonight.
It's a good weekend.
Then we'll take a little trip down to Tucson and watch Arizona versus New Mexico.
It's a good weekend, man. See, it's a good weekend.
Sports week.
All right.
Yep. And we're going to go over to the place called Gentle Ben's. I don't know how gentle they're going to be to Lobo fans, but we're going to find out.
I don't think they're too worried about it.
Colorado, North Dakota, when I got home last night, and North Dakota State had a chance to win that game.
Yeah, they did. The whole time, and even at the end, if the quarterback had a little bit more arm, I mean, they were 5 yards short on that Hail Mary, and he caught it.
Yeah. No, I tell you what. So these FBS teams at the top are pretty good, especially early in the season.
Yep.
Because you don't have injuries, you have some depth. So people who are some guy tried to tell me how embarrassed he was that we lost to Montana State, and I was like, I don't know why you're embarrassed. Nobody's embarrassed. That was a 14-point underdog that almost pulled that game out. So we're going to see what they can do at Arizona. Yeah, people are concerned about the run, but I think we'll dial that up, and I think we'll do a lot better on the defensive line Saturday night. That could be a key to the game. Strangely enough, Jeff, there was this one publication, I can't remember the name of it, but they gave New Mexico a 60% chance to win the game outright.
Was that right? As 30 and a half.
Not only to cover, but to actually win the game outright.
31-point underdogs. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That's early in the season. All kinds of things can happen and often do. We'll see how prepared Arizona is with a new coaching staff and some new players. And it'll be fun no matter what. I don't mind getting down to Tucson. That's where I bought my boat, actually. Beautiful. Crazy enough.
Yeah. All right. Travel safely, and we'll catch you next week.
Absolutely.
Later. Well, that's a good roadie. I mean, Topes, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and a little Lobo game. It's a nice weekend. I did Labor Day weekend 1 year, years ago when I was still up in Washington State. Flew into Chicago. We did Cubs-Mets on Thursday night at Wrigley. Cubs-Mets day game, because you got to see a day game at Wrigley Field. And we drove to Ann Arbor, did Washington State, Michigan opened up the season at the Big House, came back to Chicago, and that's when the Packers still played a few games here in Milwaukee County Stadium. Drove up to Milwaukee, did Rams and Packers on Sunday, and then saw Red Sox, White Sox, and Comiskey on Monday. It was a hell of a weekend, too. This is stuff you got to do. You do that before you're married. Or after you're married. I mean, like after you're not married anymore. Right? That's a dude's trip, right? I guess some women are going, no, I'll do that trip.
That's a fun trip.
Yeah, it was a good trip. All right. Do you want me to hit this? Brad, I know I'm right on the number. Do you want me to get into Dak when we get back? Probably, right? All right. So Ayuk got paid. Dak didn't. And the rhetoric going back and forth. And I know there's some Cowboy fans who are loving this, who are saying that's good. We're going to have a new quarterback next year. I think what's going on is intriguing in so many ways. But Dak is clapping back at his owner. And for whatever reason, man, well, I know why the reporters are going back and forth, because this is gold for them. But these guys are running it at each other through the media. What Dak said isn't normal from a quarterback regarding his boss. It's the opening drive on a 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Get ready for
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers under 18
Sports Animal.
I stopped listening to what he says a long time ago. It's what your quarterback said about your owner. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. So the season in the National Football League starts a week from yesterday. You'll have the opening game on Kansas City and, what is it, Kansas City and the Lions, I think? It's not Kansas City and Lions. It's the Ravens, right? And then you got the Brazil game. The Eagles played the Brazil game. And then you're into it. Dak Prescott has not got paid, and it certainly looks like he's not going to get paid. And he said a lot yesterday. He said a lot of things yesterday that probably he's feeling and probably he's rightfully feeling. And for those of you who are on the side of sign Dak, you understand it. And even if you're not, you probably understand it. But he said, I don't need the contract, right? He says, I think, this is a quote now, I think it says a lot if it is or if it isn't. But however, doesn't really matter to me, to be honest with you. So then that's end quote. So then he was asked, well, what does it say if it's not completed? And his response was just how people feel. And he said, I've stopped listening to what Jerry Jones has to say. Jerry Jones gave a worthy of a presidential campaign word salad yesterday. He said, quote, you could easily say if you haven't seen it by now, you haven't seen it. I'm such a fan of Dax and appreciate all the great things that we all know that is there, and I appreciate his work ethic more than anything out there. I can't tell you how proud I am that we've got him this year to start the campaign. When you look at a situation, you also got to weigh, okay, what are the consequences of the other side of the coin? And so Dak's situation right now for me, from my mirror, has more to do with our situation than it does with the merits of Dak Prescott being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. End quote. Is he on my ballot? Is he running for president? What does it even mean? Dak said, yeah, it's the nature of the business. I understand it. I stopped listening to things that he says in the media a long time ago, so it doesn't really hold weight with me. Why are these two guys going at each other in the media and not sitting down at a damn table?
That's what agents are for.
But
at some point, I actually appreciate what Dak said.
I do too.
We talk about it so much. Why would you be there? Why would you do this? Because what the owner says is stuff that you can address. But when you sign up for that, when you walk into that, you have to learn how to handle it. And Dak Prescott has handled it well. He's not someone I look at and say this is going to affect him or what he wants to do. I think some frustration is fine. I think Jerry Jones that's what he wants to see. That's why Jerry Jones didn't go out of his way to sign these guys yet. He's actually saying he's not expecting to sign his starting quarterback because he wants to see how they handle under pressure. And then, of course, this is something that everyone will point back to and say why the Cowboys are not successful. But in terms of where Dak Prescott is coming from, just trying to stand up for his side, share his stuff. Like, this is one where what Dak has said, I'm good with, and actually like hearing that from the quarterback.
Yeah, I do too. I just wonder why they're doing it in the media. That's all.
Where else would Jerry Jones do it?
Well, and that's where most other people do it. Behind closed doors. Hey, let's sit down and have a conversation. And you're right. He's a different cat. And look, if Dak goes out and has the regular season that he had last year, which by the way was really good number-wise, Jerry's going to say, "See, I told you. I did this. I put him under the pressure and he performed." Right? He's going to take the credit. But it's all coming down to what do they do in January? Do they win games in the postseason? And it's going to be really interesting because Dak believes, and we all do, that Dak will get paid. Quote from Dak: "I'm super blessed to play this game, to be in year 9, to feel as I do, healthy as I do, as confident as I am, the experience that I've had. I'm blessed to play this game. I'm getting paid a lot of money to do it. I've already got paid. To get paid again, that's just part of it. I'm due up for that, whether it's signing here or whether it's somewhere else that I don't care to think about at this moment. It's all part of it. For me, it's about controlling what I can and being the best version of myself." Okay. It almost sounds in my mind he's resolved that this is his last year as a Cowboy. That he's going to go get paid by Seattle or Pittsburgh or whoever it is next year, and he's going to make $60 million a year, and he's going to get a 4 or 5 year deal. I mean, didn't it sound like that to you?
I think he's building that up.
Do you think let's say they win a game. Let's say they win the wild card round and go to the divisional round, and they get beat the next round. Do you think then he's offered a new contract? Is that enough for Jerry?
This, to me, is what happened. How does it look?
Okay.
Like, I don't think it's as simple as win a game and they're good.
All right. So
because they could win a game, and if they're embarrassed again.
Yeah. All right. So they lose a tight game to 49ers or the Eagles or the Rams or the Lions or whatever. And he looks good playing it. And Jerry, so let's say he offers him a contract. Does he take it or does he go free agent?
I think at that point, it would be 50-50.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that Dak is going to be fine this season. He is someone, you watch him, just his character, how he's handled things, even coming, throwing a little shade at Jerry in these statements. Like, I'm not worried that anything Jerry Jones does is going to affect Dak Prescott, but I do see the comments saying, okay, I'm just not going to bend over backwards just to be the Cowboys starting quarterback. And Dak willing to potentially see what's out there.
Yeah, I think he might get to a point where it's like, man, I just don't need this. He's a pretty low-key guy, I think. I mean, we only know his public persona. Would he thrive better in a less dramatic situation? And I'm not saying that as a pro or a con, right? Some people thrive in that Yankees, Cowboys, Lakers kind of a thing. And others thrive better in a, I don't know, dare I say, a Seahawks, a Steelers, a Eagle, well, maybe not Eagles as much, but just a more stable environment, a less dramatic environment. Or is there something about being is he doing chunky soup commercials if he's not the Dallas Cowboys quarterback?
No.
So there's something to that, right?
Absolutely. That's a marketable position.
As opposed to being the Seattle Seahawks quarterback.
Geno Smith's not in any commercials.
Geno Smith's not in any commercials. And nor was Russ when he was up there. Maybe Russ was after he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he got championship.
Yeah, after he won a Super Bowl. Right? But let's say he goes to the Raiders. I don't know if that's more stable or more quiet. I don't know.
No, I don't. I do think that has nothing to do with performance.
But relationship with the owner and the clapping back that I'm listening to right now, there's obviously some tension between your quarterback and your owner. Now, whether the owner feels any tension towards the quarterback, obviously, with everything he said yesterday, there is, pick your word. If attention's not the word, pick your word. It could be animosity, it could be anger, it could be hard feelings, it could, whatever, pick your word. But doesn't this tell you there is a little something there, right? That quarterback's got some
I think
sort of
that's
feeling.
different. Like being kind of in your feelings about a contract is different than him being better off, like thriving somewhere else.
Okay, but so let's take all the scenarios, football wise, culture wise. The money's probably going to be about the same, right? Whether he resigns in Dallas or goes to Pittsburgh. You want to play Pittsburgh? I mean, is there, of all the places we talked about last week or yesterday that might need a quarterback yesterday, whether it's the Giants or the Jets or Pittsburgh or maybe Seattle, any of those places. I mean, does something stand out to you that would be better for him? New Orleans? Or is it all, does it have to be in the high-profile market? Because to me, just listen to the stuff I'm listening to. It sounds to me as if this quarterback is becoming more and more resolved in his mind that, yeah, man, I don't know that I want to be here. Now, things can change certainly over the next 3 months. 505-246-0610. Dan, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Dan.
Good morning, guys.
What's happening?
So every home game in Boulder is sold out to the end of the season.
Yep.
That's just freaking amazing, bro.
Yep.
Prime time, you can't say that he hasn't stimulated this whole college game from where he's at. It's obvious. It's right in front of our face.
Well, sure. Hey, look, you've got an incredible personality. You got two unbelievable players, right? You got, two really good players. Now let's see what happens, because when we sat here last September, all college football was about Prime. And by the time we hit October and they started losing, it was, how did Colorado do? So let's see what happens. They got to start winning some games middle and late season.
Yeah, so and all the ADs out there, look at the father-son combination that's happening there. There's a lot of ADs out there that frown on the father-son coaching thing, and just let it be, let it happen, let it evolve. I speak from experience, but I'm just trying to throw anything out there that I can that's not Dallas.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm trying to come
of
up with as many things as I can because I'm about sick of Dallas.
He may be your quarterback next year, so.
Oh, well, hey, if the divorce papers have been filed, we better start offering him to take him to dinner and stuff. You know what I mean? That way we can schmooze him a little bit. We'll take Dak all day long.
Yeah, you will.
Hey, no, but on a public service note, very serious, that's the saddest story I've heard in a long time about those two brothers. That's
Tommy
awful,
Goodman.
man.
Yeah.
So let's be aware of the motorcyclists this weekend, because this is traditionally their big get on the road, the last big ride of the season. They're going to be all over the place, so please be aware of that. And bicyclists also, they're going to be out enjoying the weekend. And if you're a bicyclist, please stay in your lane. Please be aware that there's these big machines all around you.
They're aware, dude. They're aware.
Yeah, let's just be very aware this weekend and take care of one another.
All right. Be safe. See you. He brought up something really interesting, the father-son thing. Somebody once told me, if your kid's going to be, if the coach's son's going to be on the team, he needs to either be the best player on the team or the worst player on the team.
That makes sense.
Right? And in this case, his kid's one of the two best players on the team. That kid, Shiloh, got a penalty, a late hit penalty early. But yeah,
I don't think anyone knows who Shiloh is.
He's the other one. And in fact, Mark Jones, who was calling the game, called him Shador the first time. And when he got the penalties on Shador Sanders, I'm like, no, dude, where's 21? And then I apologize, Shiloh Sanders. Yeah, forgot that there's another one. Yeah. But it makes sense, right? Because when we start thinking father-son thing, we all think back to what happened with Craig and Cullen, right? And that's a really interesting point. All right, 505-246-0610, Cowboy fan, if you want to continue that conversation, despite what Dan thinks, you are welcome to do that here on the Sports Animal. I want to get into Lobos in Arizona a little bit, and how this plays out tomorrow, and how you're feeling about it, and the 31-point spread so we can do that. And then we'll talk some golf with Nick Nee, get your golf tip coming up at 8:30 this morning. If you have been a victim of a break-in, home, business, you know way too well. It takes too long for the police to get there, maybe days. They just don't have enough officers to cover all the calls they get for service. But when it's you, right? When it's your home, when it's your business, you need a quicker response. And I'm offering you about 7 minutes or less. That's normally the response time for customers of International Protective Service. IPS has officers placed around Albuquerque, strategically placed. Santa Fe as well. They react quickly and many times catch criminals in the act. They detain those bad guys. The police come and pick them up. IPS also provides standing guards if you need eyes on your property around the clock, and they install alarms and camera systems. They've got state-of-the-art facilities to monitor those cameras 24/7, and it raises the level of security around your home or business. I've trusted IPS for years to watch my home. They come by every day. My neighbors do too. They give us peace of mind. I suggest you give them a call. Who's watching your home when you're away? Make sure it's the good guys. Give them a call at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're also online at ipsglobal.com. IPS, making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Sunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Down yesterday. The Broncos are the reason the Steelers didn't land Brandon Ayuk. Did you see this story? It was almost a 3-team trade. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. The Niners were only willing to trade Ayuk if they could get a top-flight receiver to replace him. San Francisco offered Denver a third-round pick for Courtland Sutton. And if that offer would have been accepted, then Ayuk would have reportedly been traded to the Steelers. However, the Broncos said no thank you to a Sutton for a third-round pick, as I believe they should have. I think Courtland Sutton may have a really nice year.
And that's about his value on the trade market.
Yeah, but they didn't want to get rid of it.
They don't have anyone.
Then what? Right.
And Bo Nix needs something, and that is Courtland Sutton this season.
Right.
And I think some of that, too, was I don't think San Francisco was – like they had some agreements in place, but I don't think they were willing to deal – obviously weren't willing to deal Brandon Ayuk for anything, because to me, if you really wanted him gone, just move him and then work with the cap space. Don't try to acquire someone instantly. But I think that's why they kind of made things a little bit more difficult when we're looking at 3-team trades, because ultimately they know that, as frustrating as it was all offseason long, they're better with Brandon Ayuk on the field.
Yeah, I don't think they ever wanted him gone. I think they wanted him in and shut his mouth and play football here and take the deal.
You shut your mouth with $100 million.
Right, $120 million. Here's your $120 million. Take it and go play football. Right? He was the noisiest by far off-season issue, right, in the National Football League?
Yes, he was.
Now, you got a few others. Jamar Chase, although not noisy, is become dramatic. And I'm with you on Trent Williams. I think that's more important to them. I've listened to so much, who's got to win more, the Niners or the Ravens? The answer is yes. I think the Ravens' window is a little more open than the Niners. Does that make sense? Because the Niners change dramatically next year when they have to pay their quarterback.
It does make sense because even if you think Brock Purdy is good, as you said, it's one where he's losing one of those receivers, and it's Deebo Samuel after the season. Christian McCaffrey is going to be 29 and potentially looking at 3 or 4 seasons with 300 plus touches, and where's he going to be at?
Yeah. How do you feel about this? My feeling has always been, man, if you put me in that ballpark, I don't need to be the highest paid, but I need to be compensated fairly. Jamar Chase wants 1 penny more than Justin Jefferson, just to say he's the high. Like what I would do? I would almost come in 1 penny below it, just to piss him off. And I know I don't want to piss off my guy, but I mean, why? I'm making $140 million over 4 years. why is it so important? Because the next guy's coming up and he's going to beat you by why is it so important to be the highest paid guy? It's just an ego thing, right?
That's 100% an ego thing. Because to me, I don't care about what the annual average value is.
Yes.
I care about how much of that is guaranteed regardless of what happens.
And what am I going to frame that penny? According to NFL media, Jamar Chase wants a deal that will make him the highest paid receiver in NFL history. That's Justin Jefferson right now, right? He got a 4-year, $140 million extension. Chase isn't looking to blow it away. He simply wants to beat it by one penny. Like, that tells you so much. It just says so much about a dude. And it's such an ego thing. And I don't want to not like a guy, but man, this is, who's the quote by? This is Ian Rappaport, NFL media. My understanding is that the two sides are still discussing a long-term extension that, if he got it, would make him either tied for the highest-paid receiver with Justin Jefferson or beating Justin Jefferson by 1 cent, which I believe is the goal of Jamar Chase. I don't know, man. I mean, get your money and do your thing. And I got no problem with the dude getting paid. Get everything you can. But if that's what's holding this deal up, like if we're really talking, I mean, I know it's not over a penny. But if that's what this is all about, and by the way, he's got 2 years left on his deal. Jamar Chase does. So, all right, we'll talk some college football when we get back. There's a bunch of other stuff going on. Gigantic upset. I don't know if you flipped over and caught any of the tennis last night, but a stunning upset at the U.S. Open. Like stunning upset at the U.S. Open last night. I want to get into that. Oh, and speaking of getting paid, it's just not dudes who catch the long ball. It's dudes who shoot the long ball. Whoa! That guy got paid too, to the tune of, well, never mind what you receivers are getting. Check out my salary. What Steph Curry got paid. It's unbelievable. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You're not that proud of us. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Well, you got to sit around and watch the footy last night. Flip the channels, split the screen 4 ways if you wanted. You got some blowouts. You got a couple of good ones late night. Colorado beats North Dakota State 31-26. Coach Prime wins his opener. San Jose State out of the Mountain West had to come back and put up 21 in the fourth quarter to hold off Sacramento State. 42-24. Missed field goal by Minnesota at the end of their game. North Carolina beat them 19-17. And one of the favorites in Conference USA got run out of their own building. Coastal Carolina beat Jacksonville State 55-27. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Lobos will be in Arizona tomorrow in Tucson. They'll take on the Wildcats. You'll listen to that over on News Radio KKOB. 7:30 pregame with J.J. and Edward Abraham James, and then Robert Portnoy and Dontrell Moore. We'll have the call from Tucson at 8:30 kickoff. Aggies open up their season at home in Aggie Memorial Stadium against Southeast Missouri State, 6 o'clock down in Las Cruces. Can I give you something that I flipped over and watched a little bit of? JJ, we can't. I know not everybody's watching the early rounds of the U.S. Open. Carlos Alcaraz was trying to do something that make history, and that was sweep the Grand Slams. He was a minus 10,000 favorite yesterday. So, JJ, there was a dude who bet $25,000 on Alcaraz at MGM. He bet 25 grand with the potential to win 250, and he lost the bet. That's how big a favorite Alcaraz was yesterday. Minus 10,000, and there's a dude on BetMGM who bet 25 grand on Alcaraz. The win, JJ would have won $250 and said he lost $25,000. Let me give you a little bit of history on this. He lost to a guy named Botic van de Zandschulp. Botic van de Zandschulp, who wasn't ranked, who almost retired from tennis. And he lost a straight set, 6-1, 7-5, 6-4. Alcaraz was trying to join Rafael Nadal and Rod Laver as the only men in the Open era to sweep the French, Wimbledon, and U.S. Open. He was minus 1,000. Van de Zandschulp was plus 2,500, never beaten a top 10 player at a major. He'd lost both his previous matches to Alcaraz. Didn't even win a single set. It's the lowest ranked player to ever beat Alcaraz since he's been ranked. This was can I just call him Botic? He almost quit earlier this year. He was having a crummy year. May have a crummy tournament, who knows? But this was him earlier this year, quote, "I don't look forward to competitions at all anymore. I've been asking myself more and more lately whether I want to continue. You have to do work that you enjoy. Everyone has a bad day now and then, but if there are too many, then you have to ask yourself whether you want to continue," end quote. 3 months later, he plays the match of his life. He beats the best player in the world. He says, "I have goosebumps. It's been an incredible evening. The crowd was amazing. We may never hear of Botic van de Zandschulp. I want to make his name right. I really do. Van de Zandschulp. But JJ, this is historic. This is Appalachian State beating Michigan at the Big House kind of stuff. and I didn't want to pass it over because I thought it was a really, really, really big story. And I know some of you watch it, some of you don't, but that was a big deal. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. 505-246-0610. Don't forget, we got a Trips on a Tankful promotion going on. You can win this trip to the Glorieta Adventure Camps. It's a high-five zip-line adventure for 4 people, valued at over $500. They got 5 sections of zip lines stretching above the Rockies. You also get a $150 gas card. It's from Mercedes-Benz of Albuquerque. You can go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, and log on to that. Outside of JJ, Colorado, North Dakota State, biggest college football story for you yesterday was what? North Carolina losing their quarterback?
Yeah, that was rough to see. Have it devastating in game 1 for North Carolina, but they able to hold on to special teams early in the season. And I know we're going to talk about UNM and Arizona, and that's definitely something I'll be looking for.
Well, you're looking at their special teams because their special teams at Arizona is Danny Gonzalez. I think you're going to see.
Well, I'm looking at the Lobos field goal kicker to make your field goal.
Fair.
Just clean.
Please. Yeah, please. You make a couple field goals.
That opportunity comes up. Send it through the uprights.
Yep. I'm interested to see. So Danny, I think, is also coaching the linebackers, right? And there's going to be some stuff up front that I think is going to be have his mark on it.
That's a fair question.
I promise you.
Okay.
How about that?
When you have a defense coordinator that Dwayne Aquina, who's been in pro and college football for 43 years, that the Wildcats have been his baby for the majority of his career.
Mm-hmm. And then you bring in a couple other minds to help with some exotic stuff.
Just what they do defensively.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how much. I always hate asking the how much questions, but do you think there's any value that Danny knows? So Arizona's linebacker coach knows the tendencies of your quarterback so well.
Not more than a guy that was just watching film at this point.
Okay, because they're doing such a different scheme.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there's a little bit of an advantage. I know what gets him. I know what he can do well. I know what he doesn't do as well. I think there's a little bit of advantage there. Any sentiment, and I know Danny Gonzalez is not the head coach. Brent Brennan is. Any sentiment if it gets towards that number 30, 31, whatever it is, to put it on him or back off him or anything?
No.
Just go play football, right?
I
think you're right there. I think that's correct. I think that's right. Do you expect New Mexico's offense? I know we've talked a lot about the defense and the concerns, especially with the defensive line, and it wasn't just us talking about it. It was Bronco Mendenhall. And when Coach was with us on Monday, and again, to me, the most resonating quote for him in both the press conference and when he was with us is when I asked him about the defensive line. Is that an opening day? Because he talked about gap assignments and not being there and the mistakes that they made. When I asked him, is that an opening day jitter kind of a thing, or is that a deeper problem, longer running problem? And he says, no, that's a deeper problem. Right? So we've talked plenty about that. I'm a little concerned offensively. And I'll tell you why. Do they have playmakers on the outside? And I know there was a conversation 2 years ago. Is Luke Wysong, Gabe Davis, do you have a guy? I watched Colorado yesterday. And what separated them, my eyes told me the difference between them and North Dakota State was just speed, just playmakers. I mean, and it wasn't just about Travis Hunter, but Jimmy Horn was terrific, right? They got different guys. Does New Mexico have that?
No.
And that's what concerns me a little bit.
These are tough games. You want your team to compete. But we've been there, done that, and Lobos haven't been close in their money games in a while. And so I want to see is clean football, limiting the penalties. It's good to see in week 1. Execution, and you have field goal attempt, bang it home. They'll be 1 of 3. I get it. It was windy on Saturday, but those are opportunities to close games, win games that you missed before the Lobos. don't turn the football over.
And they didn't.
Because my expectations, Jeff, are not high for this game. I don't think we're going to learn a lot about how explosive they are against Arizona, because you could look at the different wrinkles, this or that. The fact is, they have the talent.
Arizona.
This isn't one where Danny Gonzalez needs some scheme. He just has dudes now.
Yeah, now just go. Let him go. Yeah. And this was an Arizona team that back end of last year was really, really good. Now, I understand Jed Fish left, their head coach, went to Oregon and took a number of players with him. I get all that. There's a lot of dudes who are still there, including that quarterback who is, I don't know, top 10, and certainly top 10 in there.
Their two best safeties and a cornerback that is going to be a high-level draft prospect as well.
They got a receiver and a cornerback who's going to both be projected first-round picks. Like, when I looked at the top 25 players projected in college football yesterday, and I saw 3 Arizona Wildcats on there, 3 out of 25? Like, damn, dude, there's a ton of talent at Arizona. Brent Brennan walked into a really, really, really nice situation. Yeah, you got your hands full tomorrow, boys and girls. So what would be, Lobo fan, I know I'm trying to say the right way to say this. If you don't win the game, and you're 31-point dogs, if you don't win this game at Arizona, what makes you feel encouraged coming out of it? Staying within 2 touchdowns?
That'd be a gigantic win.
Okay.
When you're 31-point underdogs. It's the things that are not going to get people excited. It's a clean execution on special teams, hit your field goal attempt, limit the penalties.
Don't turn it over.
And which could be tough because Devin Dampier is going to be under a lot of pressure, and you don't have explosive guys on the outside right now. So how clean can you be in a game like this? And for the Lobos, that's just get as much as you can out of the next 2 weeks, the bye week, and then we'll have the same exact conversation ahead of Auburn.
Yeah.
Just get in and get out.
Gopher said, my prediction, Arizona 31, Lobos 28 on a missed field goal by Luke Drzwicki to send the game into extra innings. If you're within 31-28, we're having a really good conversation on Tuesday. Doit says North Dakota State equals Montana State. Jeff, I saw the same kind of club that I watched on Saturday. NDSU probably had more talent than the Buffs, and they were definitely better coached. The difference was Colorado had 350-pounders up front and were much more athletic. Yeah, they're bigger, and they were just faster. Like, they were just the speed, to me, was the difference in Colorado yesterday, right? I mean, one thing Deion's got is athletes. Mike says, disagree, Jeff Alou. Instead of an awkward bye week, Lobo football should schedule Eastern, Western, or Highlands next week. Lobo football needs to feel what it's like to stay in that Branchfield winter circle again. And also, Lobo fans need to refamiliarize themselves on how to get to University Stadium. They sure weren't there against Montana State. Okay. 505-246-0610. We'll talk with Nick Nee coming up at 8:30 and get you into the, I mean, we got, with all football going on, with the U.S. Open going on, golf's FedEx Cup playoffs end. They're playing at Eastlake in Atlanta, and Scotty Scheffler's on top, so we'll get into that with him and get you a golf tip. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Thank you for being here. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Text line's open for you at 505-246-0610, and you're on it. I did hit on this. And congratulations to Aiden Armenta. The former La Cueva star threw his first touchdown pass last night in college. He's playing for Louisiana Monroe, backing up General Booty. And Monroe beat Jackson State. Aiden was 1 for 1 through a 28-yard touchdown pass in the victory for Louisiana Monroe. The same texter also says the Lobos do have explosive receivers. They just need to open up the offense. Lobos will most definitely cover. In fact, it'll be as close as Gopher predicted. Who knows? The victor may even be different than his prediction. So that guy's saying the Lobos have a real chance. Gopher predicted a 3-point loss, saying Luke Drzwicki would miss a kick at the end of the game. This is also on the text line. This is from Chris. Morning, Jeff. I'm a recreational gambler. And if I didn't know any better, I'd say Petrino and staff bet the mortgage on the over. 65. They were up 63-0 with 2 minutes left on their own 20. This was Arkansas. Running a no-huddle offense, passing the ball downfield and scoring a touchdown in the final seconds. I'm calling the NCAA. It's from Chris. Do they know, right? They know spreads. They know over-unders. They know spreads because we're talking about it all the time. Like, Lobos know they're 31-point dogs because everybody's talking about it. Do they know the number?
I wouldn't think totals as much.
I always wonder that because does a coach want to do his supporters, his alumni?
Honestly, if he's thinking about that, I have an issue with that.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
Like, it's out there. You see it. Players they pull up their apps. They see it on social media. You go to a scoreboard. You're like, oh, what games are going on? There's betting lines there. So you can't ignore it these days if you just look at anything sports-wise. But should it be on your mind? No, it shouldn't be.
They were running a no-huddle up 63-0 in the last 2 minutes, though. But I guess that's what they run, and you got your third team in there, right?
Well, I hope it was your third team in there.
I would imagine it was, but I mean, that's what you run.
If it's not your third team, I can understand. I mean, it's a little bit bitter there, but still, you got to play to the final whistle.
Yeah. This is from Jeffrey on the text line, 505-246-0610. So yesterday we had, was it Lars that the Lobos didn't check with him on what time the game was? You got, it's too early, it's too late, it's too Saturday, it's too hot.
Did he check his spam folder? Maybe the email just got lost.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. And he didn't respond, and hence he's not. Yeah, because he's got that 7 a.m. The hell has a 7 a.m. draft? It's the only time we can get everybody together, Jeff. I get it. It's hard to get everybody together. Putting a draft time's hard. You know what happens for your fantasy draft? You know what Lars did? His fantasy draft was on his schedule, and so he planned around that. God, how about that? So Lars, if it was important to you, like your fantasy draft is, you put it on your schedule. And then you make your plan. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of like the Lobo football schedule came out early. Jeffrey says, this is for games too early guy. This schedule is screwed up, and now I have to cancel my entire day just to watch Lobo football game. Game is too late guy. I'm tired from being awake the entire day, and now they expect me to stay up past 8 o'clock to watch a football game. These are the same people that complained incessantly about Mountain West Network, and then when it was gone, complained that we don't have it anymore. Of course, they probably won't hear you reading this because they're standing in front of their house yelling at the clouds and telling kids to get off their lawn. He's not wrong, man. He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. Do you want to wave those guys in? Because they're not looking. They're standing out there, but they're not looking at me. Like, I'm waving and I'm waving and I'm waving. And it's great that they stand there, but we're going to have a sweet deal for you. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Opening drive, and you can get in at those places. All right, we got a sweet deal for you, and I think you're going to really, really like this one today. Go to our website. It's sportsanimалabq.com. You click on the sweet deal icon. Do it at 9 o'clock because I think these are going to go quick. Fat Stacks Burgers. That's P-H-A-T. Fat Stacks Burgers over in Nob Hill. Mouth-watering eats with nostalgic beats. They are a family-owned, hip-hop themed restaurant. Caskey Hill is the owner, and he's in this morning. Good morning, sir. How you living?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Wonderful. And my mouth is watering just looking at the burgers. So first off, I want to get into the theme, but you got to get into the product first, right?
Yes, sir.
And the burgers are done differently. You say fresh food, not fast food. Talk about what makes you guys so much different. And
well, like I say, we do burgers differently. So all our burgers, they are smash burgers. So we season them very well, not just with the normal seasonings that are out there now. We also do different toppings on our burgers. We don't offer just your normal kind of
like what do you got?
Cheeseburger. We have a burger that's called our Baby Got Mac, which has got our Gouda mac and cheese. It's got bacon bits on it. It's a very popular burger. We have another burger that's got we call our MC Jammer. It's got Heidi's raspberry jam. red chili raspberry jam that we use, and also we put grilled ham on it, so it's kind of like a Monte Cristo burger. Yeah. We also have a burger. We do monthly specials. So this month is our jalapeno popper burger.
See what he did there?
So it's a burger that is a jalapeno poppers. It's got grilled jalapenos, fresh cut jalapenos, got bacon, and we put cream cheese on the patties.
JJ, they got a Tupac. They got a Notorious BLT. You see what's going on here?
Yeah,
you can guess kind of what the jams are in there too.
Yes, the Notorious BLT is just a burger that's got a ton of bacon on it. Nice. So it is a very good burger. Our Tupac, it's 2 patties and cheese. So everything is a play on old school hip hop names.
And obviously that's your thing, right? That's your jam,
sir.
Is old school hip hop. And so how does the theme play into everything that you're doing in the place?
Hip hop and food have always gone hand in hand with everything.
Yeah.
So I try to come back like Fat Stacks with the name is even a play on words. So back in the day, PHAT was pretty hot and tempting. Right. We call it pretty hot and tasty. All our food, like I said, we use fresh beef. Nothing's frozen. We hand press our meat, hand season it. So we don't add any fillers. No, nothing like that. So that's why we always say it's fresh food, not fast food.
Where exactly are you guys? And is there a website people can go take a look at it?
We're located at 114 Tulane, right in the heart of Nob Hill. Yep. We're next to Tractor Brewery. We share a wall with them.
Oh, perfect.
We also...
so they come over and eat a lot of your stuff and pull it over into there.
Yeah, so you can order from us. We'll give you a buzzer. You can go next door, enjoy a beer there. When your food goes off, you can go back and, over there. They have their stuff there. We don't have a beer and wine license, so... But it's a nice little symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, no, it's killing it. Obviously, you're a hip hop guy, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, how did you mold and obviously you make great burgers. How did you decide I want to mold my 2 passions and make this thing a business, make it work?
We have a food truck, and we started the food truck in June of 2020, right in the middle of COVID, and I came together with it with my wife, and we were like, we need to come up with something that's going to separate us from the other food trucks out there. And there's not themed restaurants or themed food trucks. So we went with that. And all during COVID, I, tweaked my menu, did a lot of, development with it, and got to the point where it's at now. And everybody has loved it. We've had people come from out of state, people who fly in, come in just to see us during their layovers. So you
become a destination.
It has become
and an experience with the hip hop to go with the great food.
Exactly, because everything inside our restaurant is all old school vibes. You'll see old school Source magazines, things like
Love
that.
It. No, we're coming to check it out. All right, here it is. It's your sweet deal. It goes live at 9:00. Get to our website, sportsanimалabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon for $25. You get $50 to spend over at Fat Stacks Burgers on Tulane in Nob Hill. It is great eats with a hip hop co-theme. Go find them, go check them out, and be part of this sweet deal. Kasky, good luck and continued success, and thanks for being here. When we come back, Nick Nee's going to be with us, the director of golf over at the San Diego Golf Club. Get you a leaderboard update on the Tour Championship. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Tunes App Store. Just search KNML.
It is the Tour Championship on the PGA. What is it, $25 million for whoever finishes at the top of the points. And it sure looks like it's going to be your guy, Scotty Scheffler. You give him a little lead, and I say a little lead, they start him at 10 under. You give Scotty Scheffler a lead, what's going to happen? Well, he swelled it to a 7-stroke lead. He shot 6 under yesterday. 65 at East Lake. He's at minus 16, running away from the pack. Second place, Colin Morikawa and Xander Schauffele at minus 9. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, as the PGA season comes to an end. Golf season around here kind of comes into its prime. I mean, honestly, as the weather cools and the courses have gotten all this water, it's as good a time there is to play golf around here. We check in with our good friend Nick Nee, who is the director of golf at the Sandia Golf Club. Good day, sir. How you living?
Living well. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Am I wrong? I mean, about now with the courses and the rain and the weather and kind of the next 2.5, 3 months are kind of the best time to play around here.
No, you're 1,000% correct. You know, it's the best time of year. Obviously, the overnight lows are helping us to get some rebound and some turf growth, and our growth potential is through the roof, at least for the plant. And a lot of places have benefited from a little bit of moisture and the Mother Nature rain and the natural drink of water. So I don't think we need to sell you on why you need to get out and play, but certainly the best time for us as the professional game winds down. Ours ramps up for the next 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's really good. All right, what do you make of the Tour Championship? You gave Scotty Scheffler a lead and said, all right, you give the best player of the world here. You start at minus 10. What do you expect? And he's running away. It's going to be hard for me to fathom him blowing a 7-stroke lead over the next 3 days.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it unique in the way they start. He's got to sleep on the lead for 4 straight rounds before he even tees it up. And then also, you know, we've talked at length about it. I think it just solidifies the type of year he's had. And when he wants to turn it on, watch out, because we saw that yesterday in his round. And what he did wasn't anything super special, but it was certainly dominant. And when you give him that little bit of a lead, he stretches it to 7. I think it just shows that he certainly is the best player throughout this year.
Go ahead.
I was saying, I know we have discussed with Scotty Scheffler his, I guess at this point in time, love-hate relationship with the playoff at the very end, but he gets such an advantage. How do you feel about the advantage that they give the golfers, you know, starting at different parts under par for this one?
Yeah, you know, it's an advantage for those at the top. I think it's a detriment to those that get in the top 30 because they got to, I mean, you're starting at even par, and I mean, you really got to put 4 extremely subpar rounds together to be considered, but you get a chance. And ultimately, that's all you can ask for. I think so. It makes it unique. I think there needs to be a consumer aspect to it, at least for us that watch it, that make it interesting. But I'd also be in favor of it's a 4-round tournament, but that would obviously set a sour taste in Scotty's mouth. I'd be interested to see what he says.
When he wins $25 million
and the FedEx champion.
Yeah, well, when he wins $25 million, he's going to freaking love it.
Yeah, absolutely. That can change your tune real quick when you have that payday.
Yeah, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. We're joined by Nick Nee, the director of golf at the Sandia Golf Club, and I look at this whole thing and the year that was in golf, and as you know, this thing wraps up, and I look at Bryson winning, and I look at what Xander and Scotty Scheffler did, and what I've said, I believe is true, but maybe I live in my own world and you might live in that same bubble. Post-Tiger golf is going to be okay. And I understand Tiger brings a different noise to an event, but kind of what I felt this year, I didn't feel in my world, and maybe it's an outside world that they need to be concerned about. Post-Tiger, and I say post-Tiger being relevant every week, is going to be just fine.
I couldn't agree more. I think you hit it right on the head. I think post-Tiger, and what's great about the professional game now is even with LIV and PGA Tour, and we'll see where that pans out as it just continues to be prolonged each and every year. But the great thing about it is the parity, and as consumers, that's what we like. You know, on any given day, anybody can win. It's no different than you strap it up in a football game or you suit it up in a baseball game. And at the end of the day, it's anybody's chance to win, and I think that's what's great about the game. I think what needed to happen was obviously Tiger taking it over and pushing the needle, but now you have young guys, you have hungry guys, you have parity in the game, and I think it's going to be in a good place. And I'll just take it from like the Olympics and what that gave the industry of golf, at least in the professional game, and hopefully pass down to the consumer side, is it's a global exposure, and golf is in a great place right now, aside from the divide with the professional game. But you look at the recreational, there was buzz around the Olympics, there's buzz around Scotty Scheffler. We're going to be just fine, and when Tiger's there, I think we just need to celebrate the opportunity to continue to watch him. But it's fine as we move past that era for sure.
Just try to get a tee time anywhere. I don't care whatever city I go to, and including around here, it's hard to get a tee time. That just shows you what you said. Golf is in a great spot.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're 100% correct. We're going to be okay, and it's on us as PGA professionals. You know, we have a quick saying at the PGA of America is those guys play for millions, and us as PGA professionals are trying to get millions to play.
Yeah, I think that's good. All right, are you on a bus? Are you headed to Flagstaff? I mean, Nick Nee is a coach with La Cueva football. You got a big out-of-state game today, huh?
Yeah, good question. We'll play tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
5 o'clock at Flagstaff, so 6 o'clock Albuquerque time. We'll bus up there tomorrow. So just a standard work day for me, and excited to go enjoy the beautiful San Diego Golf Club. But got a big test on a neutral site against a great, very sound football team. But guys are up for the challenge. Had a great week of practice, an extra day. So bus up there tomorrow and see what we can do, and review the film, and then see what we can get better
like
as we start district play in 2 weeks.
You're so good at coach speak. That was beautiful. Like a seasoned pro. I mean, you got a heck of a team over there.
We do. We're blessed by great kids with great parents, and they work hard each and every day. And it's fun to be around them. It's fun to be involved, at least in their journey through high school, both as an athlete and seeing them as student athletes. But when you have Cam Dyer, like I said last week, Nick Mertz, Mark Handy, I could go up and down the list. Guys that filled spots too. We got a sophomore free safety Jet that's just as good as what we had last year. So we're certainly blessed with what we have. It's just a matter of putting a good game plan together and get them in the right spot and give them a chance to win.
Beautiful. All right, help us out. Bless us with a golf tip to make our game better, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I love tempo. I've talked about this one before, but as we segue, as we move from last week where we're working on level of the swing and kind of how we can rotate through impact, we're going to add some speed and some width to it. But we're all really going to focus on tempo. And what I want to happen is to go real slow. And you can count. You can do it with a tee, with a ball, whatever fits your fancy. But all we're going to do is just really think 1, 2 count, 1 second, 2 second, and then 3 second. We're going to accelerate through the ball. And at 3, we should impact. We should feel what we did last week with the level of the swing and how my right elbow to my right shoulder matches the seam of my shirt and my pant. We're going to add tempo into that as we increase speed. We're going to think 1, 2, impact and accelerate through 3, and hopefully help as we build that golf swing up. Continue to focus on tempo because that is going to be key to maintain proper rotation and control the golf club without overswinging with our arm. So 1, 2, 3 at impact, match the seam of the shirt with the elbow and the arm, and hopefully hit better, straighter, and further shots.
And you start the count as soon as you start the takeaway?
Absolutely, yeah. Once that club goes away, 1, 2, set it, and then accelerate impact at 3. So really good tempo. 3 is a good number in the game of golf. We like that number. So
yeah, I'll take a bunch of them.
Just let that happen and hopefully, again, hit better shots and more consistent.
Take as many 3s I can put on that scorecard. That'd be wonderful. All right, what do you guys got going as we hit now? September starts, and here we go. So what's over at San Diego Golf?
Yeah, absolutely. Best rates available online at sandiegogolf.com. Come out and see us. The golf course is in fantastic shape. As like I alluded to earlier, and as you said, it's the best time of year to play golf in Albuquerque and certainly New Mexico as a whole. But check us out on sandiegogolf.com. Enjoy a round with us. Come enjoy the patio and enjoy a meal with us. I promise you won't be disappointed in the service and the experience you get as we're able to serve you. And then the event center, again, as events are wrapping up for the summer. And as we move into the holiday season, begin to plan that. Again, love the opportunity to host you and serve your business or your holiday guests. But check us out on sandiegogolf.com. Everything you got on there from our PGA instructors to the best available rates. And come enjoy either the beautiful patio, the golf course, or the event center. We look forward to hopefully seeing everyone real soon.
All right, safe travels to Flagstaff tomorrow. Go bring back a victory with La Cueva football, Coach. You got a heck of a team and a heck of an opportunity. Always appreciate the conversation, Nick. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, appreciate it, gentlemen. Y'all be well.
All right, see you. Nick Nee. He sounded like a seasoned football coach, didn't he? It was so
solid.
Good. It was so good. This is how long has Nick Nee played at Juan Jose State, Jeffrey? It seems like he came in at the same time to Vaca for Lobo football. P.S. When are we going to see the return of E.D. Prime? Oh, remember when it wore the glasses and the hoodie? We could do that. That's from Dan. All right, appreciate Nick. When we come back, I want to hit you some of the top. I'll get you some of the football headlines from this morning, and then at 9:30, Donnie Cook's going to join us from the Downs of Albuquerque. It is a historic weekend out at the Downs, and if you've ever thought about horse racing and going out to the races, like if you're into it, you're going to be there this weekend. But if you've ever thought about going, this is your weekend, and he's going to tell you why. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part,
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProV Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most.
Holiday season just around the corner. No, not the Labor Day holiday. That's here, basically. Because, I walked around the office, it's empty. Everybody's off on Friday. But the holidays. You got a party to plan? I got the perfect venue for you. The Albuquerque Convention Center has every space you need for any celebration that you can plan. Whether it's intimate dinner, big gathering, grand social, gala, whatever it is, they've got the staff, the service, the food and beverage options that will exceed your expectations. Your party will be an event everybody wants to attend. Their team's got you covered. Beautiful, customizable dining sets, a sophisticated, extravagant food and beverage menu, and staff with event planning expertise. This is what they do. Look, think about the convention center. It's not just for the big out-of-town conventions. You got this beautiful 600,000 square foot venue right in your own backyard for you to utilize as well. Parking garage adjacent to the property, so it's easy in and out, right in the heart of downtown. You could be at the center of it all. So when you're thinking about an event, whether it's a wedding reception or certainly your holiday parties or whatever your event happens to be, think about the Albuquerque Convention Center. Go online and look at them and see what they got. I think you're going to be impressed. It's albuquerquecc.com. Go there. We've done an event there for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl for I think every year we've done the game. And we'll continue to do that because they're that good. The number is 505-768-4575, 505-768-4575. It's the Albuquerque Convention Center. Be at the center of it all. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Glad you are with us on a beautiful, almost autumnal feeling morning. Do you feel a little bit? It wasn't cold, JJ. Do you feel a little like a little cooler feel coming in? It was nice. It was. I'm not ready for the cold yet. I'm not the guy who's going to complain about the heat, but it was nice. Harold wants to talk global volleyball. Jeff, are we going to learn anything about the team this weekend? Look at the pathetic RPIs of the Lobo Invite Field. You'll learn a little bit about them. I guess you want to play Nebraska every time? Harold's really upset. They're playing Tulane, North Dakota, and Irvine. Go out and win it, Harold. Go out and win, and you'll learn that they can beat those teams. Bourne says, I hate this format, Jeffy. When you start 10 lengths in front, that eliminates 2/3 of the field before the first putt. there has to be a better way to reward the number one seed and still have a watchable tournament. He's talking about the Tour Championship. JJ, I know a lot of people don't like it. I don't know then how to weight it, right? There is no you get a bye or like in sports, or you get home field advantage, or so they've weighted it that way. Otherwise,
they've overweighted it, though, I think.
So
I do agree with that.
So do you think you do the same format, just less strokes? I mean, minus 10 is a lot, dude.
10 shots ahead is gigantic.
Well, he's not 10 shots ahead of the whole field, right? He's the next guy was
But then
minus
it's
8.
almost like, why are you the 30th dude showing up?
Yeah, no, I get it. To get your 30th place check. Yeah,
I understand that. I do agree it's the less compelling. I think 10's a lot.
So maybe
cut
the advantage in half?
Yeah.
I don't know that I have a problem with that. I get what they're doing too.
2 shots ahead of like whatever you want to do. Maybe even multiple players start at the same. Like you say, all right, Scotty, you get -5.
Yeah, I think
everyone else maybe 3 and down to give them a little bit of advantage because you're trying to make it different. You're trying to make it unique. But there definitely are some aspects of one good round and then Scotty's blowing everyone away.
Well, so Scheffler started at -10. Xander started at -8. So he was the next guy at 2 back. Colin Morikawa, who also shot a -5 yesterday, started at 4 under par. So he started 6 strokes back. He shoots a -5, and he's still 7 strokes out of first place. I'm looking at the leaderboard. Adam Scott was at -3 to start. Yeah, that's a big advantage, man. You go out and shoot 5 under, and you're still 8 strokes back. That never happens. Your point's valid. I wouldn't mind cutting it in half either. Rory started at -4. He's 10 strokes back now after shooting a 2 under par. All right, we're going to talk at 9:30, and I think you're going to like this. And if you're looking for something like kind of world class to do this weekend, and it's not even kind of world class. I mean, it's the richest quarter horse race in the world. Yeah, I said that. Richest quarter horse race in the world. It's coming to Albuquerque. It's in New Mexico every year. But how you can go out and get a taste of that, we'll do that at 9:30 with Donnie Cook from the Albuquerque Downs. I'll reset the top of the football headlines for you when we get back. And what you need to know going into this weekend, and some good stuff to watch. And global football fan, what do you want to see out of your team this weekend? Your 31-point dogs. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
The best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Hit you on a Friday of the long weekend. We will not be in on Monday. Probably you won't either. So get it in now, 505-246-0610. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, as you go into the Labor Day holiday. Had football last night. Colorado held on and beat North Dakota State 31-26. Travis Hunter was spectacular for the Buffaloes. 7 catches for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jimmy Horn had 7 catches for 198 yards. He scored a touchdown. And Shedeur Sanders threw for 445 yards and 4 touchdowns. For Colorado, they had to hold off a good Bison team. Mountain West last night, San Jose State was a winner. They pulled away late, 42-24 over Sacramento State. Big news in tennis last night. Carlos Alcaraz got bounced to the second round of the U.S. Open in straight sets. And Steph Curry, Steph Curry, 1 year extension, $62.6 million. And it, I mean, as much as it is, and the bonkers, ridiculous amount of money it is, it seems kind of relatively market value for it.
It's worth it. This is the last few years of that run for Steph Curry, who's still playing at a really high level. The way his game is played, I think even in 3 years, they're going to get enough value out of that contract, not just name brand recognition, face the franchise, Hall of Famer, but someone who can still be an effective player as they keep their fingers crossed and hope to find a piece that can push them a little further for the next couple of years.
Yeah. So that's that went down. Man, people are getting paid. Brandon Ayuk signed 4 years, $120 million, and so he is in camp and ready to go for the San Francisco 49ers. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
$62 million. That'll buy a few cheeseburgers.
You think? I mean, you don't need the sweet deal, do you, for that?
No, we could bypass the sweet deal, although the sweet deal is a stellar deal for the people of the 505 and 575. Hey, Jeff, you remember clearly, and we've talked about this, when Magic Johnson signed for $25 million for over 25 years, we were flabbergasted.
It was $1 million a year for 25 years. We're like, whoa, $1 million, $25 million. Holy smokes. Now dudes are making that in a quarter of a season.
We are going to see in the next 5 years an individual make $100 million a year. Yep. And it might be Judge. It might be Ohtani. It might be that fascinating guy that plays in hockey. I don't know all their names because I'm not that smart and I forget. But we're going to see somebody make $1 million in 1 year. $100 million, sorry. Yeah. $100 million in 1 year soon. Hey, I'm so excited we wrap up August here tomorrow. And this is a Costco cake-worthy day for the state of New Mexico, because one of the most fascinating things in this great state is the burning of a 50-foot Muppet in Santa Fe. It's the 100-year anniversary of the Zobra.
100 years.
And
Yep.
it would be remiss of me. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that on your show.
Yeah, 100
So,
years. It's crazy, man, what that's become. And it's $40 to get in, and there'll be a big party up at Fort Marcy Park in Santa Fe, and they're going to burn Old Man Gloom today. Yeah.
You know, outside of the New Mexico Bowl, which I think is the premier fall festivity because it's right before winter starts, I think that the burning of the Zobra is amazing. Imagine if you weren't from here and you just happened to be traversing through Santa Fe, and you went through Fort Marcy Park and you saw 35,000 people, and there was a big Muppet, and there people were chanting, and there was fire, and then they burned that thing to the ground. You'd be like, "What in the wide world is going on here?"
I got to get out.
Hey, so you know, I don't play fantasy football. Crusher plays fantasy life.
Yeah,
doesn't play fantasy football, but I do have an appreciation for fantasy football. But I see the posts about your guys' leagues, and it's amazing. You know, Colorado may not win a bunch of games this year because they don't have the depth or the size on the offensive and defensive lines, but they have such exciting players, and I think both number 12 and primetime son, Shador and the other gentleman, I think they're going to have stellar NFL careers because they are just next level athletes, and I'm excited to see where they land. But I'm excited for college football.
Yep.
I think great things are coming, and I just want to wish you guys a happy holiday weekend. And I'm sorry I missed JJ's birthday with the Costco cake, but there will be other opportunities for us to celebrate and indulge.
Right on.
Have a nice weekend.
See you. Zozobra is a fascinating thing. Have you ever been to Zozobra?
I have not.
Nor have I. I don't even know that I have a big desire to go, but I kind of do. I feel like I lived in New Mexico for 28 years, and I probably should. There's a number of things I still need to do. Not that I'm leaving anytime soon, I don't think. But yeah, that's one of those fascinating things. That's tonight, and it's up in Santa Fe, and enjoy it. Yeah, I was just looking at the tour numbers from yesterday. You're right. I think if they cut them in half, that might be the happy medium that you're looking for as far as the head start that you give players in the Tour Championship, and it would make it competitive but yet still interesting for viewing. I think that's the answer. If you missed this morning, there's tragedy in the National Hockey League also. Johnny Gaudreau, who plays for the was a winger for the Columbus Blue Jackets, 31 years old, and his brother Matthew, they were killed on Thursday. They were on their bicycles, riding bicycles in New Jersey, and they were struck by a vehicle. Police say there was a Jeep Grand Cherokee that hit him. He was trying to pass an SUV on the right side, and hit the two brothers. The driver is named Sean Higgins, 43 years old, suspected of being under the influence. He's been charged with 2 counts of death by auto. I just be careful, man. Who passes on the right like that? I got to believe this was a 2-lane kind of road, right? If there were bicyclists on the right side. Who does that? But I guess we see stuff all the time out on the roads. You go, what the hell are you doing, right? Yeah, it's just a horrible story, and you'll probably learn a lot more about Johnny and his brother as the stories come out today. All right, a couple other things. You brought this up earlier. JJ, we hit this all the time. When do you stop playing football or baseball, or what's, if you're up by 8 runs in the 7th inning, you're not allowed to steal a base, and right, all these rules. Rutgers beat Howard yesterday, 44-7. Howard's coach, Larry Scott, is really upset that Rutgers scored a touchdown on the final play. And he walked across the field to shake hands with Greg Schiano, that Rutgers coach, and tried to say something, and Schiano turned around, and they had some sort of little altercation. He probably had his third team in there. Post-game news conference, Scott made it clear that he didn't like watching that Antoine Raymond touchdown score as time expired. And so he was asked what he said to Schiano, and he refused to say. Schiano said he didn't know what was said and whatever. This is the coach of Howard. Quote, I think we're both two competitive people, and in that situation, I would choose to handle it a little bit differently. I can't speak for him. I have a lot of respect for Coach Schiano, what he's done and what he's been able to do, but we're both competitive in that situation. Just a little bit of frustration come out because I thought I would have handled it different, but he might as well. End quote. Schiano wasn't going to apologize. Quote from Schiano, and I think this is the right call. Guys practice all training camp. They deserve to play. There was no running it up. If it was running up, you don't use timeouts when you have the ball. You let the game end. That wasn't retaliatory. We're going to run plays. We bring a team in here to play us. We bring them here. We bring them in. We got to win, and we got to get reps. And they were there, and we took them. End quote. JJ, I mean, look, man, I got a third team in there. These guys have been busting their ass all camp. They get to play. What do you want me to do, take a knee? Stop me.
Well, I think your starting quarterback was still in the game.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because there's only one quarterback that threw.
Why would you still have a starting quarterback?
I got to double check. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I still, even if your starters are out there, it's week 1. Like, you don't have a preseason. You're in camp. You're pounding your head against someone else. Like, play to the end. Why is it okay for a team that's losing to play to the end?
Right. They're going to try to score. They'll call timeouts, right? All of that. Yes.
But then, once we turn it over, you just need to get out. And, hey, if something bad happens, then Schiano would have to deal with it at that point in time. But play to the final whistle.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even... Yes, stop them. We're playing football. What do you want these kids to go out there and do? Just take a knee? Wouldn't that be more embarrassing to you if they just took a knee and stopped playing against you? Wouldn't that be more embarrassing to your kids?
No.
No?
That's what happens at the end of the games. You're going to see this 3 weeks from now, is when Rutgers is up at the end of the game, maybe by 14 points for someone else. You take a knee to end the game. That's not embarrassing.
Okay.
What's embarrassing is almost losing the game because you don't just run the football and take a knee like Colorado did last night.
Okay, 14, yeah, that's right. 14 points at the end of a game in a league game, you still probably have your first team in. That's a whole nother story. Some of these guys, I'm going to guess. Now, you're telling me the first team quarterback's still in. That's kind of, I look at it differently. But a lot of these guys aren't going to play the rest of the season. They got to go play football. I mean, that's just, at some point you got to play football. 505-246-0610. That's just my thought on it. What'd you watch last night? What'd you get out of what you watched? And, well, I got a number of things I want to hit for you on the NFL. A.J. Brown is going to Brazil. What do they bring for a game in Brazil? The do's and the don'ts of what you bring on a trip if you're an NFL team. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is too.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, refractive lens exchange. the latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the...
Yards should have got him 2 more yards. Yeah, so much for it being a team game with Dion. You know, it's just like from that standpoint.
Yeah, but you know what you're
going going locally, the lightning rule or lack thereof a lightning rule, and these are the same people that probably are going to seed teams. So Mensa and the MMA8 aren't 2 words you usually go together, but I'm like, can't you have something consistent so it's fair? You had the teams up in Farmington spend the night, and then other ones just, no, we're not going to do it. It's a very serious issue, but hope there'd be some consistency. Speaking of that, the golf, I like the old way where you win in the last tournament. If you were any one of the top 5 and you won it, you were guaranteed then you were the champion. Of course, Tiger messed that up by being way down the list and then winning the last one, and then Rose got the title, and now they go to this rule. I mean, just imagine you're going to talk to the horse people. Imagine if they, well, no, horse number 3 is going to start 10 yards ahead of the others in this quarter horse race and all that.
Yeah.
And it's something there, and it's fine, and they're playing well. I still think golf's taking a hit with LIV. I don't think the team format works. 54 holes work. It's fine that underdogs now get a chance to play, but I just wonder on ratings and all that if it's hanging tough. Obviously, the 4 majors and stuff did well, Olympics did well, but I how long you'll sustain on that, and then it's LIV people retire or go away. Do they keep picking them away? Everything like that.
Yes.
Of course, on the lighter side, whoever publication thought the Lobos would be favored to win. Was it Drunken Better Quarterly or I Lost My Kids College Fund Monthly? I hope they play hard and all that, but geez, to
give them a 60% chance to win. I mean, if you want to tell me I think they got a chance, I'm listening to you. 60% chance is kind of crazy.
That can always happen. And the last little bit was KU last night. They won 48-3. They took out the starters at halftime.
Yep.
Part of it, you have 2 ways you look at. One is you don't want your starters hurt. Other kids get a play. Running a 2-minute, fine. Third team, I would like to see the plays they were calling. Yeah, they get a chance to play, but teams do it differently of how they're going to address things and all that. So, if the starter quarterback was still in, I say that sucks. But otherwise, okay,
right.
Play to the finish, fine.
Yep.
But you guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Love the show. Take care.
Thanks, Terry.
Bye.
All right. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. A little NFL news that just came down. Head coaching news. JJ, see this? You usually say head coaching news, the guy got fired. That's not what happened. Dolphins have given Mike McDaniel a 3-year extension as their head coach who runs them through the 2028 season. If I sit here right now, the end of August of 2024, and say any coach in this league is going to be there in 2028, I mean, with certainty, you would say Andy Reid is the only one unless he retires. 3rd season with the Dolphins, he's led them to the playoffs in each of the first 2. Only Don Shula and Dave Wannstedt have done that before. It surprised you a little bit?
No, I think it makes sense, especially with Tua just getting his contract extension, how well those guys have worked together, and the understanding that Tua's good, but he is definitely a guy that's elevated by the talent in the system around him, and you want to keep that offensive system consistent to see what kind of quarterback Tua can be, because now it's, can you win a game in the cold late in the season against Buffalo?
Miami, and I did not know this, has not won a playoff game since 1999 season. So the January 2000. They've lost 2 AFC wildcard games under McDaniel. evidently he's really tight with the GM and the CEO of football. And they convinced the owner, Steve Ross, that he's the right person in that playoff drought. 4-year extension for Tua in the offseason now lines up with McDaniel right through 2028. So these two guys, I mean, this is your Dolphins, man. If you are a Dolphin fan, this is you now going through the next 5 seasons. You like it? They got weapons. They got Tyreek Hill. They got Waddle. They got A-Chain. They got, I think Mostert's going to have a nice season. They got offensive weapons. I think defensively they're better. And that's who they are. So that just came down. All right. When we come back, Don Cook is the Racing for the Downs president. They got they got the richest quarter horse race in the world this weekend in Albuquerque. If you've been thinking, if the horse racing has intrigued you, like if you're a horse racing guy, I know you're going to be there. If it's intrigued you, it's a great story. They had all the issues this summer up in Ruidoso. They had to close down the meet up there, and they moved all the horses in the racing to Albuquerque. And this weekend, the All-American Futurity is going to be held right here in Albuquerque. So we're going to talk with Donnie about that and what they got going on out at the Downs. I first want to tell you about On the Spot Automotive Detailing and get your car detailed. Get it cleaned, washed, scrubbed, inside, outside, detailed. That's what the car dealerships do. Have On the Spot Automotive Detailing come to you and detail your vehicle. It is the best in the city. They won that award because they are the best in the city, and they come to you at your office, at your home, wherever it works for you. You don't take it to them, drop it off, sit around for hours. No. They come to you while you're working in the office or working in the house. They also are the best when it comes to window tint. They're a 3M certified dealer. That means they got the best product in the market. And you can talk to them about ceramic tint that blocks 99% of UV and infrared rays. And that keeps your car looking and feeling cool. So it's the professional tint you need. It's at On the Spot Automotive Detail. Go online, otsdetailing.com, or give them a call at 505-859-2859. That's 505-859-2859.
This is Two Men On.
We'll do a shot of olive oil. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot! Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet! anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/.
Ron wants to pick my brain, by the way. It says, is Montana State going to be the only FCS win this season? Do you see another possibility this weekend? I don't know where you see them coming from. I'm going to guess there will be other FCS teams that win, that beat FBS teams. Right now, I mean, nothing happened yesterday. North Dakota State came close. Nobody else really came that close yesterday. Sacramento State was in it for a while against San Jose State, but they didn't win that. So will that be the only FCS team to have beaten an FBS team? I would guess not. But, I mean, where do you see it coming from, man? I don't know. Sometimes these things come out of nowhere. Look, North Carolina State struggled yesterday. They were playing – who the heck were they playing yesterday? Whoever it was, I mean, that's a team that's supposed to be really, really good in North Carolina State. And they were struggling all night long until they finally pulled away late. So, I mean, is it going to happen? Somewhere it will. They were playing Western Carolina. It was 14-14 at halftime. They were down 21-17 going in the fourth quarter. North Carolina, and they're ranked 24th in the country. So I don't know where it's coming from. All right, big deals this weekend. And if you haven't, if you're into horse racing, you know, and you're going to be there. If you're kind of dabbling, this is one of the greatest races period in America and in the world. The richest quarter horse race in the world is this weekend, and it's always Labor Day weekend, and it's in New Mexico. It's the All-American Futurity. It's typically being held in Ruidoso. You know what happened in Ruidoso this year, the tragedy with the fires and then the floods. And so earlier this year, the whole meet had to be moved out of Ruidoso. The horses, they had like 1,700 horses that had to be moved. And the Downs at Albuquerque opened the doors and has been hosting that schedule, those races. And this weekend, you can see some of the best horses in the world, some of the best jockeys in the world. They're going to be headlining a great weekend with the All-American Futurity. Plus, you got $5 million worth of races going on out at the Downs of Albuquerque. Don Cook is the Racing for the Downs president, headed into a huge weekend, and he is with us on The Sports Animal. Good morning, Donnie. How you living?
How's everything? Everything's good here.
You know, things are good. Hey, first of all, congratulations on pulling this off. When I mean, we get into whatever business we're in, right? We all work together. When you got the call from Rick Baugh, who's the general manager down at Ruidoso, and said, "Hey, we need some help. We need, you know, can you handle the heat? Because of everything that happened with the disasters down there." I got to imagine that's something that you've never thought about doing, and the enormity of the task that you guys took on, and you've been killing it.
Yeah, we were actually getting ready for our meet. Our meet actually starts the 5th of September. But yeah, we were getting our meet track getting ready to go, and got the call, and it gave us about 5 days to get it ready. But I got an excellent staff, experienced staff, and we got the track ready to go, got it safe, and we've been running their races since the end of July.
Yeah.
So yeah, we pulled it off. Just feel for the Ruidoso community with the fires and the rain, and it flooded the village of Ruidoso and damaged the track so bad that they had to cancel their meet. And the last thing when that happened is this race not go off. But we pulled it off, and it's going to be this Monday, post time for the Futurity 620. And a sidebar to that, we got a horse going for the Court Horse Triple Crown. The number 3, he's a good look Z. He's going for the Triple Crown of Court Horse Racing. It hadn't happened since 1981 when Special Effort pulled it off.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an exciting day.
Yeah, he's got the look Z, is a 2-1 favorite. How good is that horse, Donnie?
Well, you ought to see him. I've never seen a horse put together like this guy. And when he gets in front, he doesn't want anybody to go by him. So he's an unbelievable horse. You know, to win the Thoroughbred Triple Crown, you got to win the Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont. With time trials and finals for the Quarter Horse Triple Crown, you got to win 6 races. So he's going for a 6th win in a row, and if he pulls it off, he'll go down as one of the greatest quarter horses ever. But like you said, you're going to be able to see the best quarter horses in the world along with the best jockeys in the world. So we're excited about helping Ruidoso run this event, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
He's Don Cook, the Racing for the Downs president, with us on These Sports Animal. Donnie, can you put into perspective how big this race is? And when I first got here 28 years ago, I remember my first Labor Day weekend at Channel 7, and people were kind of turned me on to it, and I've watched it ever since. This isn't just a big New Mexico event. This is a world-class event that you guys are having Monday.
Well, before prior to Breeders' Cup Thoroughbreds came in early 80s, mid 80s. This was the richest racehorse in the world for a long time, and it's the richest quarter horse race in the world still. So it's like the Olympics. Everybody likes the 1,500 meters. That's nice, but when the 100-meter dash comes up, everybody gets on the end of their seats to watch. Yeah. So they get down there in about 21 seconds, and they're running about 45 miles an hour. So it's quite a scene to watch this.
I want to explain how big of a day this is too. I mean, you've got the All-American Futurity, which is a $3 million purse, but you've also got going the All-American Derby, which is $1 million purse. Derby, yeah, that's $1 million.
Gold Cup.
And then the Oaks, which so you got, a ton of money on the line.
Yeah, it's they're giving away a lot of cash. I believe there's five total stake races. It's going to be an unbelievable day. You asked me if I ever thought this would happen. I would have never seen the scenario that we would have had to run Ruidoso's races here. That's why in this business you never say never.
Right.
But it's going to be a huge day. Only problem is how I'm going to get everybody in.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that from a fan's perspective, Donnie. Yeah.
So,
what do you suggest then for fans? Because can you get tickets in advance? How do you suggest? Like somebody's listening right now and going, "All right, I want to do that. How do I do that?"
Okay, I got some bad news. All reserved seating sold out.
Okay.
So what's left now is basically just first come, first served, standing room only. But the tickets went on sale for the Jockey and Turf Club and the second floor seats, and they were gone in 45 minutes.
See, I mean, and people tell me nobody cares about horses.
I got calls. I got people coming from Canada, Mexico, all over the place. So it's an exciting event, and you definitely got to get out here and watch this.
Yeah, if you can. All right, and here's the other one, and he's Donnie Cook. The Racing for the Downs president. They're having the All-American Futurity. The richest quarter horse race in the world is in Albuquerque, and it is on Monday, which is Labor Day, coming up here in 3 days. I know you get this a lot, and maybe you don't because it's your world, but we get it a lot. I'm confused. I don't know how to bet. What do? I want to go out. I want to take part in this. What does it mean? Do I take highly regarded at 12-1, or do I just go with the favorite? What's your basic, easiest tip for someone who's a novice that wants to go out and enjoy the ponies, maybe place a shekel or two down?
Oh, a novice, bet the names.
Yeah.
If you got a brother or dad, something named Steve, and there's a horse in the race named Steve, it's crazy around Christmas time when you see a horse that's got a name Santa in it, or around Easter time you see a horse named Rabbit. Just anything that just gets your attention that you want to lay a bet down on. Of course, this horse, he's got the look-see. It would be nice to have a win ticket on him, and if he does win, it's history. You may not even want to cash it. If you bet a $2 win ticket on him, you might want to just hold on to it. Yeah. But the looks of the horse, get down to the paddock, watch them get saddled, watch them parade in the post parade, and something just says, I like that horse. I like the way he looks. I like his color. 5 is my favorite number. whatever you want to do that makes you feel confident as you're picking the winner. But the greatest thing about betting on a horse race is when they're all in the gate, everybody that's bet, everybody thinks they're holding the winning ticket.
Yeah, that's right.
So just whatever. You can read the past performances. Novices. It's a little tricky reading the racing form if you've never done it. But yeah, names, a favorite number, but mainly you get out there and look at them and see one that you like. Put a few dollars on them.
Yeah. What has this done for your sport, your industry, having not only the extended meet here in Albuquerque, because your meet starts next week and that was scheduled, but to have this particular race.
Yeah, we jump right into our Downs at Albuquerque meet Thursday the 5th. But it would have been a shame if, for whatever reason, the All-American wasn't run this year. I think it's run 65 consecutive years, and it would have been a shame to not pull it off. And again, just feel for the community of Ruidoso. Horse racing in Ruidoso in the summer, a huge economic impact for them.
Yeah.
And to lose the racing business for the economy of Ruidoso was just devastating. So we're basically here to help them and finish this meet off, and hopefully next year everything gets back to normal.
Yeah. All right. Donnie Cook's with us just for a couple more minutes of racing for the Downs president. I got 2 questions on the email for you. Ron wants to know, what about TV for the race? Is it going to be televised?
It's on the Cowboy Channel. Tom Dawson hosts that. You might have to look that up. I don't know exactly how to get to that.
Yeah.
But it's on the Cowboy Channel. It'll be live. I think it's 2.5-hour show. And, it used to be, they used to show it live years ago.
Yeah, on ESPN.
I guess that doesn't happen anymore, but it will be on the Cowboy Channel. Just look that up, and they'll walk you through it on how to get it.
All right,
for you to watch it live on TV.
And then James said, what did we do? He says, about 10 years ago, they significantly downsized the Downs grandstand. Now we need all those seats. You guys, I know you did a lot of work out there on the place, and it's been working out pretty well. Did capacity decrease quite significantly when you
we lost about a third of the grandstand when we remodeled. We also installed lights, so we run at night here also.
Yeah.
We hold probably around 8,000 people.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm trying to figure out what kind of size crowd we're going to get. I'm going to guess it's going to be around that number. But we'll get everybody in and hopefully take care of everybody and get these horses and jockeys down there safe and patrons safe and just have a good day.
All right. If people are interested, the website is abqdowns.com. All the information is there. The All-American, it's right there, right on the homepage. It's tickets on sale now. Visit abqdowns.com and you can purchase all your tickets right there. It's a historical time. It's one of the biggest, richest races, period, in horse racing, and in quarter horse, it's the most rich in the world. And it's going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you get a chance to see history as he's got the look goes to win. How can we call it the Triple Crown if there's 6 legs to it? Just curious.
Yeah.
I guess because it sounds better than the sextuplet crown, right?
Yeah, he's like I said, he won the Ruidoso Futurity.
Yeah.
He won his trial and came back, won the final. So there's 2 races. Same with the Rainbow Futurity. He had to win his trial for that and came back and won the finals. And he qualified here. We had the All-American trials here 3 weeks ago. He won that. So now he's going for the finals, which would be 6 consecutive wins, which to me is being in the business as long as I have. It's just going to be an unbelievable feat.
Yeah.
I know Special Effort, who was an amazing racehorse back in 1981, but, just like athletes, these are bigger, better. And to pull this off, he'll go down as one of the greatest quarter horse ever, and we have an opportunity, everybody in Albuquerque and surrounding areas, to come out and watch this guy.
Yep.
And he is just put together unbelievably. Yeah. And like I said, when he gets in front, he doesn't want anybody to go by him, so he's got a big heart.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
Donnie, appreciate it. It's good to catch up with you. Best of luck this weekend. Have fun with it, and then with your meet as well. Always enjoy the conversations with you. It's Monday. It is a big day at the Downs at Albuquerque. abqdowns.com has all your information. You get tickets there. Donnie, enjoy the weekend. We'll catch up soon.
All right, don't be a stranger. We'll talk to you.
Be well. He's Don Cook, the president of racing over at Albuquerque Downs. It's a big. I mean, this is a world-class event. You got it. It's a big, big deal. All right, we'll come back, wrap it up, take your phone calls, and get you ready for the weekend. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to
But Grady, ho with us.
I'm in my office. It'll have to be a subdued one.
Stop since you guys did. I mean, the short Labor Day weekend ho. And I mean, Grady's in his office. He can't. You can only host so loud when you're in the office. All right, let's go to the phones. Hello, Grady.
Old school hip hop heads of the OD and the AM. What's happening?
Just hoeing on a Friday.
Hey, even a subdued, quiet hoe is better than no hoe. So,
100% right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a little college football, and listen, as the matchup between two schools where I can actually say we when I'm talking about them.
Yeah, you can.
I'm a little worried about the Lobos this weekend, and as someone who pays probably a little more attention to the Wildcats around here than most, I think the Lobos they're in trouble this weekend, and it's really based upon size. Speed, of course, but they're going to be outmatched on both sides of the ball. And that McMillan kid, the receiver, he's the real deal. He's the truth. And Fafita, the QB, it's going to be tough sledding. Now, I do think that the Lobos will be competitive, but it's just going to be, it's going to be a matter of not being able to do really what they want offensively, but I'm hoping for a good showing. Really from both schools. But I'm hoping that the Lobos can cover. I think that would be reduce turnovers, cover the point spread, and have a few plays you can point to. I think will be considered somewhat successful over the weekend. So I will say this: after all is said and done, we will win.
Yes, you will.
And just a note real quick on Colorado last night. Miguel called in. I thought he had a great call. Colorado, they're going to have some trouble this year in conference. And same thing, they don't have the size and strength up front on either side of the ball. And, yeah, they were able to keep Shedeur mostly clean, but he did have to scramble. But they had zero running game whatsoever, and after a while, chucking up those home run balls
when the other dudes are fast too.
Right, yeah. And you don't have time, and it's just going to be it's tough. And I think, I'd say like this. Well, Jeff, you've said often when Lobo fans, basketball fans in particular, complain about playing insert team they haven't heard of here. It's like, well, hold on. Well, who are you to be snooty about playing anybody? You haven't really done anything. That's how I feel about Deion Sanders and having an attitude like he does at these press conferences or whatever. Yeah, your impact, outside of football is undeniable, but when it's all said and done, you haven't really done anything. So, kind of pump the brakes a little bit on just being so holier than thou. And I can tell you, he's great at recruiting these skill players, but until he gets some beef up front, it's going to be tough sledding.
And when the other guys are pretty good too, and we'll get a better idea next week. All right, man. Enjoy the weekend because you already won. See?
Appreciate the time.
It's like when BYU plays. Give me another Cougars. Or when Kansas State, Washington State. So you said the Cougars are going to win, right? You said I guarantee you this: Cougars are going to win. Well, like he said, we are going to win. I'm interested to see. I don't know. What do you think you learned about Colorado last night?
I feel they're the same team from last year, maybe a little better overall, just because you'd expect them to be.
Okay.
Addressing some of the deficiencies that they had last year. But I didn't watch a team and go, that team is going to win the Big 12. That team is going to be competing for a spot in the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
Which is the hype with Colorado and Deion Sanders, and people would expect that, but they're not that squad.
No, they're not. I've been hearing more, if they get to bowl eligibility, it'll be good. And that would be the next step, right? For them to become bowl eligible.
I think it would be disappointing if that team wasn't bowl eligible.
I think that's right. Yeah.
We're sitting here saying Shedeur Sanders is going to be potentially be a first-round quarterback.
Well, you got two guys that might be
wide receivers
top
that
5
could
picks.
Be top 10 in the class next year.
Well, honestly, right now, is it ridiculous to say you got two guys that could be top 5 picks? Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders. You guys are insane. And Travis Hunter is a different cat. He's a different athlete. And I know who they played. And I know what the athletes are. Look, that was a good team, but it was an FCS team, and it wasn't what they're going to go up against. We'll watch it, but I don't know, man. What I watched is a better football team that's really, really fast, that struggled to stop North Dakota State in the first half. I thought North Dakota State was a little quirky, and because they had to be, they're smaller, and they had to run different stuff. So, all right, what do you got to know as you go in the weekend? You got a whole slate of football. New Mexico United's on the road. They're at Oakland Roots. Lobos are on the road. They're at Arizona tomorrow night. News Radio KKOB, 8:30 kick, 7:30 pregame show over on News Radio. JJ and Ned will have the pregame show at 7:30. Aggies open up the season at home tomorrow night, 6 o'clock against Southeast Missouri State. That is a game available to you on ESPN+. And the Isotopes are home this weekend against the Reno Aces. You get a full slate of high school football as well. No NFL. That is all done until Thursday when they start for real. And then you get a full slate. Look, you get Clemson and Georgia this weekend. You get LSU and USC on Sunday. You get Texas A&M and Notre Dame this weekend. If you were going to just ride the couch and just put Miles on the couch this weekend, there's actually really cool stuff to watch. And do what you want to do. Go out and play some golf, run, hike, whatever it is you do. Mountain West stuff for you this weekend as everybody gets going full slate. You will get Colorado State at Texas. That's an ESPN game at 1:30 on Saturday. Air Force plays Merrimack. Boise State on ESPNU at Georgia Southern at 2 o'clock. UNLV Houston on Fox Sports 1. And Fresno State plays Michigan on NBC.
It's only 21-point spread.
It's only 21. I mean, the defending Isleta New Mexico Bowl champions. And Wyoming plays Arizona State. That's on FS1, and that'll be a late-night game. Thank you to Donnie Cook, the president of racing at Albuquerque Downs, Nick Nee as well. They both joined us today. Jim Rome show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes in at 4, and then you get Isotopes in Reno. Adrian, great work all week. Have a great long weekend. JJ, big weekend?
Huge weekend.
Enjoy it. Have a great, safe, long weekend, boys and girls. We're out on Monday, back on Tuesday. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you Tuesday.
Burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquerque. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, President of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, Warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.